Weird. No, that wasn't an appropriate opening to an episode review. How about... Oh my god, I'm so... That was an amazing episode. Wow! I can't like it. Right, let's calm down and do an episode review. Okay, so I'm just going to do the rating now and say 10 out of 10, and my lips are red. Yes, they are. Alright, yes. So, 10 out of 10 for that episode. And for once, it was a load of complicated stuff that I could actually make sense of. Well, I knew Mel's was Melody from the start. And, yeah. Definitely, she was obviously going to be Melody. But still, yeah, it was starting to get... it was quite shocking when she turned out to be Riversong, because I thought she might not be by the time we saw her become Riversong. I was starting to think she wouldn't be. But, yeah, rumours were true. We did get to see a young Rory, and we got to see Amy growing up, which was awesome. Yes. I think the crop circle bit was so funny. I knew what they were doing instantly. But, yeah. It was wow. I think it makes sense. It's all adding up the way he gave her the diary as a gift. And there were some quotes that he said that River later on says in future episodes. The reason I can think that she doesn't want to kill the Doctor anymore is because he told something like, I don't know, I don't really want to say it because I feel weird saying it, but this is what I think he told Melody/River. Booyah! Because that goes back to the spoiler a long time ago that was saying he tells River something that can stop the astronaut from killing her. And yeah, that would make sense as being, if he told her that, then maybe the astronaut wouldn't want to kill her, him even, and yeah, and now we know that River is the girl in the astronaut, because she said last time she regenerated, she was a little girl in New York. So yes, but the thing I didn't like about it had nothing to do with Hitler. Yes, he was just locked in a cupboard, and it was just so funny. They're like, Rory put Hitler in the cupboard. So, they had nothing to do with him though. Yeah, and yep, Donna, Rose, and Martha were there, and that was good. You know, wow. Also indicating that River used up all her remaining regenerations. Still going back to the fact that they can only regenerate 12 times. And it will show why River hasn't regenerated as such to now, and that's why she didn't regenerate during Silence in the Library. No, sorry, it was Forest of the Dead? I can't remember which of the two it is. I can never tell which one's the first one. It's Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead. Yes. Also, we found out a lot more about the Silence, that they're not a species. They're a religious order. And I think the question thing they're talking about is probably something like, who are you or something? I don't know. That was what he constantly asked River. I'm really not sure about the question. It was weird, but yes, that's all I can really remember from the episode that I wanted to talk about. I think it was, at least. What else was there? There must have been something else. I don't know, but I loved it. I know that. Can't wait for next week. And I don't... it makes sense now why River's known the Doctor for so long. Because she was brought up on Amy's stories of her. Yeah. So... Oh, and I know what I could talk to you about. It is. Right, yes. It doesn't add up. Because Mels, when she was still Mels, said to Amy and Rory just before she regenerated that she spent years trying to find them. Alright? If she spent years, that would incline that she wouldn't be. It's like Time Lords regenerate into their own age, so the little girl that was the astronaut, the original Melody, would have become the little young males we saw in the flashback at Ledworth. So she can't have waited years, otherwise she would have regenerated a couple of times in between. So it doesn't add up, because she looked just as young, if not younger, in Ledworth than she did in New York. And she said the last time she regenerated was in New York. What I'm really glad about is finally my question I've been asking for so long, since I first saw Christopher Eccleston regenerate, is what would happen if the Doctor was wearing a short sleeve shirt like that? Would the energy just come out of his hands or his whole arms? Well, finally, with Melody's regeneration, we find out that it sort of comes out, quite a lot does come out of her arms, but the majority of it comes out of her hands. But it doesn't seem like it's so violent because there's some coming out of her arms as well as her hands. So, you know, it does come out of their arms. Also, is it me or every time they do a regeneration that isn't serious, the effect looks sloppier than before? It always looks, every regeneration, because the years have changed and they can't get the effect exactly the same, it looks different, but they always look sloppier in a way. But then if we go to, I bet you when Matt Smith regenerates into the 12th Doctor, it will look perfect. It's just like they sort of don't take the time over the effect on things that aren't really that important. Also, when David Tennant became the Doctor during the regeneration from Christopher Eccleston, you sort of saw his face like go into like an Autorn face and then back into David Tennant's. Now they seem to just have the same face during all the way through the regeneration, all the way till the end. So it suddenly changes at the end. That was the same with Matt Smith and Melody. And also, it really shows that this Doctor, the 11th Doctor, isn't as attached to his body as the 10th was, because, like, he was just, like, when he was talking to the voice interface, he was willing to just say, oh, shall I regenerate then? He was just fine with going, but then David Tennant's Doctor would never, ever, ever, like, just accept it. Okay, and also what I noticed, if you haven't realised, this is recorded the day after the last part of the episode review. In a minute, we'll go back to that part. That's why the lighting's better, and that's why I've suddenly thought of a whole more load of things. Alright, also, Mel's, when she pointed the gun at the Doctor for the first time, sort of sounded like River when she said something like, oh, and now it's time for me to go, I need out. Sort of like that. It sounded just like River Song. And the silence, as I've just said, are a religious order. Why is it all about religious orders trying to kill the Doctor? It's really weird. And the question I talked about and I thought was, who are you? I think it's why. I've had a day to think about it and I think it's why. Why do they want to kill the Doctor? And final thing I've remembered today is Moffat has failed to impress me. Sorry, but he has. When Russell T Davies thought of all these weird, complicated theories, like if he was doing this Melody Saga, I would never, ever work it out. But I worked out that River was Amy's daughter. I worked out instantly that Mel's would be Melody. And I'm working it all out, and I just can't understand why when it would be Russell T Davies, I wouldn't have thought of it. It's as simple as that. So, yes, that is all I would like to say now. Oh, and also I bet you we're going to get a Doctor in, like, top hat figure with a sonic cane. That'd be awesome. And also, I've been getting a lot of messages saying that it was like over too quick, and it wasn't all this and all that. This is why I'm not a fan of like all these spoilers, and that's why I always never believe them. Because most of you guys just tell me, oh, this is happening, oh, this is happening. I always reply to you, I'm like, no, I don't think so. And then you always go, why not? It's a spoiler, it's a rumour. Everyone was saying to me, this one went over so quickly. It's because we got ourselves all wound up about these stupid rumours some weirdos on the internet made up. Like, some of you, I think, you gotta stop believing everything you read about these rumours. Because you just gotta spend time over them and think, does this really add up? And then think, yeah, or no. And then you can conclude whether it's worth getting excited about the certain rumour. That's all, really. And I'm not going to do a shout out tonight, but I am reopening my competition of shout outs. So if you want a shout out, PM me, but the only way you'll be entered in the shout out competition if the subject is episode review shout out. Because I've got so many other shout outs that are under the title of shout out that I need to keep them separate, so because they're guaranteed shout outs they've asked for. But if you want to be in the competition to win a shout out, then you've got to PM me. It has to be PM, and it's got to be called episode review shout out, like you just saw down here. Okay, that is all. So I will see you guys tomorrow when I should review the Ganger Doctor. So yeah, alright then, bye for now.